All right, welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast. And this is another breaking news edition, but it will be episode 46. Um, so it's Saturday, March 22nd. I was just doing what I do on a Saturday because remember, I was like, oh, I probably won't post tomorrow. And I said, let me go check the news and see if there's anything. And lo and behold, was there something? There's background noise. Just ignore that because there's nothing I can do about that. All right. So, when this goes live, the breaking news thingy will not be there. Since I put that there, I like that. And I'm also wondering. So remember last week Saturday, there was kind of some confusion about a new banking system. So this isn't totally a whole banking system. It's a anti-money laundering system deployed. But there it is again. Rafidain Bank, who just announced yesterday that they put 5 new ATMs in the Baghdad area. Anyway, so yeah, let me just do the stuff people don't like, but I have to do. And you think it doesn't matter, but I did Spotify.com, and some people were like, let me go check out Spotify, and they have a better experience there. So there is a reason why I do that. Not that I have to explain it to anybody, but remember, my time is very important to me. And I know your time is very important to you. That's why I try to keep these to 30 minutes. This one's probably going to be 20 minutes. But yeah, I don't just sit up here to just do things to just take up time. If I'm doing something I feel it's important, I want to share it with people who may want to know it. So yeah, all right. Just saying that that's not directed towards everyone because, some of you guys love me and I love you and I feel it. Yes. But, there's others out there that only think about themselves and the misery they're in. And sometimes when I explain things like, oh, okay, right? And sometimes not. But anyway, so Amazon Podcast, Apple Podcast, any place that I upload, I'm my FX buddies. Yeah, so my brain is on Saturday brain, okay? So yeah, strap on for this one. But all right, what else? RSS.com, there's a transcript there because I know I don't pronounce things right and I change direction mid-sentence. So if you have a transcript, especially if English is your second language, then I know that helps. All right, what else? That's it. All right, so let's get into it. Iraq's Rafidain Bank new anti-money laundering, that's what AML stands for, around the world. That's what that stands for, system deployed. And so that's the headline, right? And then since this is a blog post, it doubles. So that's the image that will be there. That'll be the thumbnail for this, okay? All right, so on Saturday, Iraq's state-owned, that means government-owned, Rafidain Bank launched a daily transaction monitoring system. Yay! No, that's horrible, right? Who are they monitoring? Whose transactions are they monitoring? The people, right? To reinforce anti-money laundering compliance and boost financial transparency. But I don't like it, but it is what it is. It's forward movement, and wait till you see the last sentence. Okay, so according to the bank statement, the system developed with international partners, so that's us, we're in there somewhere, right? Will be deployed initially at 6 key branches. Look at this. The oil complex. So I know not every that's not a regular person, but actually it is because the employees that work there, they use the bank branch that's at that oil complex. I remember when they opened that up. All right. This reflects our commitment to global anti-money laundering and counter-terror, that word, financing standards. The bank stated, noting the move aims to strengthen trust in Iraq's banking sector. The platform enables real-time surveillance and financial activity, centralized auditing via the AML Reporting Department, and improved detection of suspicious transactions. So this is kind of like FinCEN, right? How we have FinCEN, that they do suspicious activity reports on some people, right? Because we know it's a certain person who had over 200 that didn't. Yeah, anyway, I'll let that go. Okay, so, so there's a post on Facebook, and I just learned how to properly properly uh copy Twitter. Me and Facebook weren't getting along with this, so I just said, okay, here's a Facebook post. Let me see. Nope. Anyway, if you go to the link here, that will take you to the original article that will have the original Facebook post. Okay? So, all right, now, so this was the first article that I saw. Rafidain Bank launches a banking transaction monitoring system in a number of its branches. And the first thing I thought about was, remember the last administration, but even before them, this is all a plan in the works. If you don't know about how China tracks their people, even if you're a guest, they'll track you. You'll get say you go there on vacation, you'll get a temporary ID and facial recognition because they don't care if you're a guest. You're going to use the same pay system that the people use, and you're going to be uh, tracked and traced like their people are. Look up, I don't even know, dare I say it? China Social Money Payment System. How about that? Look that up. All right, because they want to do that everywhere. But see, we're the land of the free. So they can't do it to us, but they're trying. They are trying. So you have to see where they want us to go so we can fight it if you so choose to, like I do. Anyway, so it pretty much says the same thing in a pioneering step that strengthens Iraq's position in the global banking system. That's what we want, right? We want them in the global banking system. Rafidain Bank, in partnership with leading global and international institutions, has launched. Oh, I forgot to finish that train of thought before I went off on that rant. It sounds like Venmo. So remember, anything $600 transaction was gonna be tracked and traced, right? That's what this reminds me of. Okay. So Rafidain Bank, in partnership with leading global and international institutions, has launched this daily financial transactions monitoring system. All right. So this is the one that has the, well, here, this transformation represents a qualitative leap, right? But here, according to the statement, Rafidain Bank affirmed its leadership in developing the Iraqi banking sector and preparing it for integration into global financial markets. And I think that is going to be the type of announcement if they make any kind of announcement, like say on the business shows, Bloomberg, CNBC, it will probably be something like, "Congratulations, Iraq. They have been integrated back into global financial markets." I think it will be something of that nature. But in country, it's still going to be the project to delete the 3 zeros has been completed. You now have increased uh, purchasing power. That's what I think they'll say in country. All right. So that is the breaking news reason why I'm doing the post. But there was some other stuff too. Uh, here, Witkoff explains the content of the president's message to Tehran. And it was, this president seeks peace and doesn't want to resort to military action. So yes, if you want to read that, you can. Who knows if that's what it really says, but at least that's what they want us to believe, right? That's what they're putting in black and white. And that's what they want us to believe. So I still cannot find the article, but other people are saying it now too. I feel there's been a 2-month extension to work out an agreement on this nuclear file. Uh, I saw it, I read it, and sometimes, I'll be reading something and I should copy and paste this now, but then I get distracted, I don't do it, and then when I go back to do it, and it's gone. And this is one of those cases, but yeah. All right. Here's something that came out today. An economist. Here he is right here. And this guy, remember, it trips me out. His last name is Antoine. Government measures are insufficient to resolve the dollar exchange rate crisis in Iraq. So he is another one complaining about the fluctuations of the price, which we don't see, right? I've been checking prices and they are relatively the same. But when you read articles like this, they make it seem like there's a huge surge in prices. And maybe there are, right? Because the holidays, especially with the approach of Eid and the increase in shopping activity. There are many factors that influence price stability, such as supply and demand, in addition to the psychological and social factors that drive the market. These factors make it difficult to accurately measure the exchange rate. So then how are you doing it? But again, he's not part of the government. He's just an economist. Here is Mohammed Saleh, who is part of the government because he is the Prime Minister's economic advisor. He explained today, Saturday, delaying the 2025 budget schedules will have no impact on government spending. Of course not, because government is going to spend, right? One thing we do know, budget or no budget, governments will spend. So I thought that was interesting that he would come out and say that on a Saturday. And I just wonder, especially with it being the holiday season, are the people, here in America, that's why they release important news on Friday evenings, because they know most people check out for the weekend. They don't listen to the news, or maybe until Sunday evening when they're getting ready to go back to work on Monday. Then they need to watch the news, right? And then they see the whatever devastating economic news or whatever that was released on Friday. Okay, so some people are excited about this article. Iraq contracts with China to build a medical city. And it is a big deal. It's been on their TV over there. It is actually a contract. It looks like a contract. Well, the article says contract. Not a here's the word contract right here. Not a memorandum of understanding, but even on TV, like they're showing it on the TV right now, it's they have both countries' flags, and the documents are in these, like, I don't know what you call them, but they're really fancy, like leather notebooks, uh, for lack of a better word. And then they close it, they sign it, and everyone, they shake hands and they're smiling and everything. Yeah, it was one of those. But this stuck out in my eye. So they're gonna do this hospital and this health. They're calling it like a medical city, right? Which will generate economic returns and prevent citizens from having to travel for medical treatment. Well, what is the special category that is able to get dollars right now? Yeah, people who travel to for medical treatment. So I thought that was interesting. Um, and this whole thing, this whole project will be done within with the remaining structural reforms. And here again, a qualitative leap. Yeah, so they are coming along. They have some facilities that make drugs, but not, drugs like a cancer drug, things like that, even to the point where they are almost ready to export. So they'll have enough for their in-country need, and they're ready to export. This is interesting. Basra, now remember, they want Basra to be a financial hub, right? Basra Council discusses developing the banking sector and addressing market challenges. So this is specifically about Basra. The Economic Development Committee of the Basra Provincial Council discussed a number of important issues in the banking sector. The only thing that I don't like, see, it says foreign exchange market issues, notably the dollar file. They don't say within the government plan, right? Which, because that is Sudani's government plan. And by July, he wants the whole country to be on the same banking system, the same level of modernization and transparency. So for Basra to be doing this, I think Basra is maybe middle of the country. Central, I think they say central, not mid. So it seems to be moving along. So I would like to have seen them give credit to Sudani, but whatever. So whoever she is, I guess this person here, the head of the committee, which to Mimi, there's that name. She added that these plans come within the framework of enhancing the efficiency of the financial sector, achieving economic stability, and supporting the growth of banking services in the country. She pointed out the dollar exchange rate in Basra is still unstable and far from the official rate set by the Central Bank of Iraq. So that, I think, is actually a dig at Sudani, right? And the CBI. But it's the truth also, right? So I can't feel bad for them. All right, here's my one commercial. I think there's just one or two more articles. Buy me a coffee. I went there today. 58 people have gone there and bought me a coffee. So thank you so much. So if you'd like to join that, that's a link. And then when this is live, that will work. That's the QR code. All right. What does the U.S. mean by real security reform in Iraq? This is a pretty safe article. I mean, because clearly they could have written two sentences. Our forces are going to stay. We will increase the number of our forces, right? That's really what they should say. At least for the next 4 years, right? After that, who knows what's going to happen? But yeah, so that's pretty much what that says. And then it talks about this country here and that country there. You see that? So I think it may be safe to say Lebanon. But we did strike the H people again. And I think Ice Cream Land did something also. Yeah, but other than that, it's been a good Saturday over there so far. All right. So this is kind of a long article, but there's people who like to read those, so they'll enjoy that one. So here's the closing. Um, well, I bolded that, but whatever, because now we're past 20 minutes and I wanted to stay at 20 minutes, but whatever. Accordingly, the security and strategic relations between Iraq and the U.S. will remain fraught with complexities and challenges due to the sensitive reality in Iraq and the conflicting interests of major and regional powers. All right, and here's the new current president's Middle East envoy. I look forward to visiting Tehran. Really? I don't think they look forward to you coming, but okay. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. Is that gonna happen? Will he actually go there? That would be interesting. All right, I believe that's it. Yes, it is. So go back to enjoying your Saturday. I'm going to do that. Um, So there's the Cash App QR code if you'd like to use that instead of buy me a coffee. So yeah, forward movement, it's just one bank, but clearly we've seen when they start something, they can move fast, right? Especially if it gets in and all plugged together, they'll expand and then they'll report on the expansion. And I'm wondering if those 5 new ATMs are somehow connected to this also. So, yeah, thanks for watching, listening, whatever you're doing. I will again say accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals, pay all your bills, and enjoy life. This by no means do I think we're going to the bank tomorrow. I'm still on my June timeline, but it is interesting. Every time we see something, I will point it out. All right. Um, if there's a like, follow, subscribe, join, whatever type button like that. Oh, and I did forget to say, this is the blog. This is the My FX Buddies blog, which is at myfxbuddies.blogspot.com, but that is a lot to type out. So wherever you are enjoying this content, look for a open intro, info, description, something of that nature button. If you click that, it will have a link directly to the blog. And yeah, all right, now I'm done. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And until next time.